The reason like I want to like expand my content into more than just like Trevor Henderson power scaling, as well as some like SCP power scaling too, not just Trevor Henderson power scaling. Unfortunately, for the most part, for Cthulhu Mythos, the scans are kind of too hard to understand, so therefore it's not easy for me to scale it. And for like World of Darkness, I can grasp some of the scans, but the problem is that I can't find a proper tier for the verse, or at least some of the characters. Or at least I can take inspiration from these two, or basically like I forgot to mention that like people such as like Tom and Zeta also like sometimes do content out of their mains, such as Sonic and Dragon Ball, so why not me too? One verse I find that like there's many of the high tier arguments I strongly disagree with, but I'm kind of like feel happy to like kind of like read them out loud, because why not? One verse I strongly disagree with most of the high tier stuff and find most of their like scans like kind of inconsistent, no offense to the people who scale it, is Umineko. Yes, Umineko when they cry. The first argument I find the most popular scan that for this verse is like model realism and extended model realism. And this is how they somehow like got the verse to high tier, such as outer versal. But however, extended model realism just like means that like other like real worlds are real, just like ours, which means that like they're entailing that alternate universes exist, which literally make it 4D instead. The main backbone of Umineko's scaling is going to be from like the Higure, or whatever the fuck you pronounce it. So you can get Higure around like consistently around low multiversal to multiversal, because like there contains more than like one space-time continuum, or like fragments in this case, like alternate worlds. Like, so yeah, making it like low multiversal to multiversal. People try to get Umineko to outer versal because of the Geb's darkness. However, this can get debunked by one single analogy. Time has meaning to you when you're a mortal being, but if you die, like if your time runs out, meaning that you die and you're immortal, time has no relevance to you. Another analogy being that a 3D like plane of existence can like lack time, but how it just means that there's no past, present, and future in like the 3D time. That just means that like the 3D like plane of existence like is only one like spatial like area with no events happening. And I'm also aware of this scan as well. Like it's like this like there's one area that has no concept of time. However, if you like read closely, like if they like lose like interest, they could die anytime. Keep in mind, death is a temporal event, and that like they mention anytime, so meaning like time does exist in there. And like keep in mind like that like it seems like God of like Ward, like I mean like whatever you call it, like has no concept of time, but later on says that they can revive any time. I mean they can revive anytime they want. I mean, which means that time does exist at the same time. Well, like you like if there's no time, but yet there's time at the same time, like this creates a logical contradiction. Like P cannot like I have, for example, P, like there's P and no P, like you cannot have P and lack P at the same time. And for this scan here, like people try to use these scans to get the human domain to high hyperversal. But however, if you read the first scan, it only like mentions like science theory and like magic theory, not anything related to like high hyper infinite dimensional Hilbert spaces, such as quantum mechanics. Even so, quantum mechanics aren't always related with like infinite dimensional Hilbert spaces. Like if you read these scans carefully, you would see that they have no correlation to like stuff such as like MWI, infinite dimensional Hilbert spaces, and quantum mechanics. People would try to like get the verse to high hyperversal via Schrodinger's cat boxes. I already said this to Schrodinger's cat box, and I'll say it again. Like it literally means that like a cat with like a poison, that if the poison opens, the cat would die. And even if it did align with quantum mechanics and like many words interpretation, I mean it lacks wave function in order to be like related to like Hilbert spaces and that type 3 multiverse. I mean, aka a high hyperversal type 3 multiverse, not a multiversal plus one. You have to prove a wave function exists, and I highly doubt a wave function exists in Umineko. This would instead be multiversal plus, not high hyperversal. Like, and for this scan right here, like I see that the blue ones are 3D and like the green ones are like higher dimensions. And please in mind that doesn't always entail like higher dimensionality. This could just mean another layer to like 40 with the alternate possibilities, which already prove are like 40 to multiversal plus is like superior to them, so they would at least have to do that. So like the green ones, I mean, we have to be at least deeper into 3D 3D or 4D about being genuine here. And another thing I'll be hearing is that like the white ones that says like the lore part is a fiction, but however like viewing something simply as fiction isn't enough for a quality of the transcendence. I mean, as it would just mean like a layer into 4D, because like it only says it transcends the area, not like how it functions. Like you also need to transcend how it functions too, not just like the layer. So this would just be deeper into 4D, and even so, that already contradicts established stuff. Even so, like the infinite the infinite hierarchy more likely refers to powers and actual like spatial dimensionality transcendence. Last part before I end this video, I also heard people try to say like the witch realm, like transcends the human realms. However, something I find inconsistent here is it exists between like the human realm and the witch realm. Something like there are two possibilities. One is that like they would be holding both the human realm and the witch realm, so therefore like there would just be more like 4D space-time continuums than the witch realm being quality superior. Or is that it could just be a bridge between the human realm and the witch realm, so that like that darkness and like the witch realm would just be like deeper into 4D. Yes, I'm talking about this same like gas darkness that has no time. So yeah, this further like disqualifies this like gas darkness from being out of Bristol, as it's like connected to like a 4D construct. Like it was truly out of Bristol, it wouldn't have any connection to any spatial dimension. So yeah, in conclusion, from my perspective, I got the Versalite Multiversal Plus, or even like 5D to 6D being generous here. So yeah.